Hi everyone. Good evening. Just confirm everyone can hear me. Please just drop emojis, drop comment, just talk where you're joining from, the name,
Hi
where you're
everyone.
joining from.
Uh, good evening. Just confirm everyone can hear me.
Okay. Very sorry for for joining late, for kicking starting this live late. But here we are. So just like a way to get everyone to be back with us. Go to your state community channel, to your WhatsApp group and everything, and just tell everyone that this session is live. If you join in, we have a lot to cover as we are, this is the first knowledge showcase we are launching for this course, and we know so many persons have questions regarding how to apply, what's the best way for me to best way to put application out there, what can I build, do I need a team to do that? If I have a team, how does the prices work, and so on and so forth, right? So we want everyone to be here. So go to your community group, go on Discord, go on Telegram, go on WhatsApp, and invite other fellows, five word, fellows, but yeah, invite other fellows to join us on this session. I'll be giving it 4 minutes, so we could just start by 4:15. Do it drop on the chat where you're joining from, your name, which state you're joining in from, and stuff like that. I could see Moses, I can see Marcel, I can see Ayodele, Solomon, and so on. Yeah, if you can hear me, you could just leave and rejoin again. But yes, please do it to share this right now on your various chat platform, and also introduce yourself on the live chat, your name and where you are joining from. We still have extra 3 minutes before we kickstart the conversation today. Well, we are not really spending much time. Is a straightforward conversation, just diving into knowledge showcase, how to put your best foot forward, how to put in a good solid submission, so you can look stand stand out and also be the top winners for this one. We still have 3 minutes before we kickstart the session. Hi Moses from Akwa Ibom. Hi Zikoen. Hi Olabi from Lagos. Hi Solomon from Ogun State. It's good to have you join us. Hi Pamela for Imo State. Hi Israel from Lagos. It's nice to see you join us this evening. Oh, hi Rabi Musa watching from UB. It's great to have you with us today. Please don't forget to share on your various chats on Discord, on WhatsApp, on Telegram, and get every fellow in your cohort in cohort 3 to join us for this session. Hi, Joma from Port Harcourt. Hi, Moses from Kogi State. Oh, someone from my state. Hi, Odele from Delta. Hi, Mano Jackson from Eboying. It's great to have you join us. Oh, someone is the one joining us from, it feels like that's Egypt. I'm saying Cairo. Seems you have traveled and you left us here. But yeah, hi, Muhammad from Cairo. Hi, Bakare from Lagos State. Hi, Sanusi joining in. Yeah, we have 1 minute before we can start this conversation. We are 49 presently now. Please do well to share across to every quarterly fellow within your network. Hi, Shisom from Kaduna. Then Ijoma from Rivers State. Ezekiel from Ogun State. Ikechukwu from Lasgidi. Yeah, it's good to have you join us. And Peter from Akwa Ibom State. It's good to have you join us. So let's dive into the conversation. I know most of us as fellows might be wondering how best for us, stand out as we, put out the knowledge showcase submission. And we didn't feel that it would be a great way if we could, schedule a time to talk about it and see what adverse things we we are looking at in terms of, knowledge showcase. And with me, I have my wonderful colleague who will be doing justice to this conversation. I will allow him run through the whole process. Then I have like a couple of questions from me personally, right? Then also you could also put in your question by the end of the session on the chat, and I'll definitely be picking it up from the chat and asking him. Hi, Kelvin. How's it going?
Yep, solid, solid, solid. Yeah, good evening, Timothy. Thank you so much for hosting me. And super super good evening to all of the wonderful and amazing fellows all over the country. I like there was this feeling of excitement when you constantly kept reading out the locations of all of these fellows, and it shows that the tech ecosystem is growing bigger and bigger, and we pray for more strength and then more expansion. So super happy to have you all on the call. So basically, um, I think I'll just run through what the entire knowledge showcase process is. Is that correct, Timothy? And then we take some questions from there.
Yeah, perfect. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So, yeah, I know it may be slightly strange to most of the cohort 3 fellows, but I also strongly believe that a lot of persons probably might have heard about what the Knowledge Showcase Challenge is, right? You've probably have had friends in the past that applied. Some did not win, others did win, and then um, you decided that you want to take a shot at it. And this is the first edition for cohort 3, right? So, but in order to ensure that everybody understands fully what Knowledge Showcase is, we decided to come up with the whole this webinar session strictly for that purpose. So I'll just quickly run you through what the entire Knowledge Showcase is, the entire processes, and then how you can put in a very solid and wonderful submission that will enhance your chances of winning. Right. So basically, the Knowledge Showcase is just an initiative of the 3MTT program designed to encourage practical applications of learning amongst fellows. So we understand that it is one thing learning, and then it is an entirely different thing trying to apply what you've learned. Okay, so we at Entry MTT, we don't just believe in you taking theoretical classes. We want to see that you have been able to build one or two things, one or two solutions from the knowledge you've gotten from the entire um, 3MTT program. So this entire knowledge showcase process, it's structured in such a way that it allows fellows to demonstrate their acquired skills through real-world projects while aligned with the 3MTT core distance learning pillars, you understand, which are skill development, community building, and then placement as well as entrepreneurship. So it is one thing, like I said earlier, it's one thing for you to learn, to take some of these wonderful courses from AI to machine learning to data science, down to software engineering, down to product design, product management, right? But it is an entirely different thing for you to apply that knowledge just to further enhance your strength in that particular career path. So we at UMTT, at the core of what we do, right, we want to see that fellows have been able to apply the knowledge gathered from the entire program into building and solving little problems around their community. Yes, we there are some core distinct objectives of the knowledge showcase initiative. First, one of the things we want to see is we want to see fellows, right, demonstrate that hands-on learning and application of what the technical skills they've been able to acquire over time. We want to see fellows develop problem-solving projects, right, while addressing issues within their community. It could be issues that you personally connect to, or issues probably on a broader scale that your friend or your family member have experienced or is currently experiencing, right? We want to see you being able to build some solutions to those issues, right? We also want to see that you are able to integrate what your capstone projects into tangible project-based learning approach, right? And then we also want to give fellows the opportunity to build and present their portfolios. This is something we don't take for granted, right? In the tech ecosystem, we strongly know that it is it is not just okay that you take these skills and then you fail to apply them. When you go to put in for jobs, when you put in for job opportunities, or when you even get recommendations from people, one of the first question that people get to ask you in the tech ecosystem is what? Show us your portfolio. Let us see what you have done. It is good you have a strong resume, but we want to see what you have been able to do over time with the knowledge you've gotten, because then the entire ecosystem is very, very agile, right? So things are evolving constantly. So we want to constantly see that fellows are not just gathering all of this knowledge stored up in their heads, they are able to apply them and then build their portfolios, such that when you get the opportunity to probably just share your portfolio with somebody that wants to hire, or you get, you have something tangible to show or share with them. And then also, we want to encourage people to learn, as well as what? Recognize outstanding performance and then give them incentives or rewards. So now, I know the question running through our mind is, who exactly can participate for the knowledge showcase? In the past, we used to open it up to the entire cohort. But because we want to see that cohort 3 has not been left behind, right? We understand that this didn't start early enough, and we want to ensure that they take advantage of these opportunities to its maximum distinct potential, right? For this particular cohort, we will focus mainly on cohort 3, give rewards to cohort 3, as well as consider people from across other cohorts as well, right? So in as much as we are prioritizing cohort 3, I'm not saying that yes, it is just cohort 3 that will be allowed. We want to see that you are being able to do this thing. But if we can't even get solid submissions from cohort 3, we'll open it up to people from other cohorts, right? Both from the past and then those in the learning community. But yes, we want to assure you all that for this particular edition, we have prioritized cohort 3. Now, I know that a lot of you might have probably seen the flyer, right? And then there are some rewards and then incentives attached to this whole process. But before I even go into the rewards and incentives, I want to talk majorly about the categories. Yeah, we have majorly 3 categories for this knowledge showcase, right? We have the AI powered solution, we have the general learning, we have the collaborative learning. So for the AI part, now I need you all to understand something. At the core of everything we are doing around Knowledge Showcase, we want to see AI embedded into your solutions. I know it is no news, no old news. It is an old news rather, that AI has come to stay and it is making a lot of waves across the globe, right? So we want to see AI, the applications of what AI into your solutions, cut across the 3 categories you will be applying for. Now, like I said, we have the AI powered solution, we have the general learning, we have the collaborative learning. So for the AI powered solution, we just want to see that aspect of artificial intelligence, right, applied into solving a challenge, right, within your vicinity, within your community or something, or you just improving on something that already exists. We also understand that majority of you all may not be experts yet, and when we talk about you guys building things, we are not expecting some of the rocket science driven ideas, right? We don't expect you to build a spacecraft that was space craft um spaceship that would take people from probably Earth to Mars or something, right? It could just be something very little, but something we can relate to. You understand? Let's say like you automating a manual task, building a simple dashboard or even a track performance system, right? Or adding AI features to an existing idea. But yes, problem solving has to be at the center of this whole thing. Now we have the second one, which is like the general learning. Okay, yeah. Why this is similar to the AI powered? Okay, At the center of this particular category, we want to see that you've been able to apply your distinctive knowledge, right, from your respective tracks into solving a real world problem, right? Building something and then solving a problem around it. If you are studying, let's say, software engineering, we want to see you apply the knowledge you've gotten from software engineering so far. If it is UI, UX, we want to see that. If it is data science, AI, machine learning, we want to see you apply one or two things, right, that are tailored to your specific track into building a solution we can relate to. So that is for the general learning. Yes, like I said, AI also has to be at the center of this particular solution. Okay. But yes, your respective track, knowledge track, has to also stand out. And then the third category, which is the collaborative learning. Yes, as for this particular category, it is similar to the rest. However, there is something distinctive, right? You will be expected to create, form a team, maximum two persons. That's you and whoever you are bringing on board to come as a team member or a teammate. You come together, a team of two persons, and then you build a solution. AI is still at the center of this. You see, everything I've been saying, we want to see AI, AI, and then AI through the entire process. So now, when you have built this, there are there is a process for submission. It's already on your flyer, but I'll probably just run through it again. First thing you do is, while you have been able to build your product or build your solution, we want you to create a 3 minutes video. Please, it should not exceed 3 minutes. 3 minutes max. You create a 3 minutes video, right? And then your face has to be shown, displayed in the video. And then you run us through, you walk us through, you explain what you have been able to build. And then we also need to see that AI in action, right? We also, like I said, when I started um talking, I talked about you guys building your portfolio. We do not take that for granted. We want you to be able to share a portfolio with people, that while you are taking these courses with your MTT or at your MTT, this is what you are able to achieve. So yes, the second thing is, we want to see that you've been able to host whatever you build, your project or your build. We want to be able to see it on GitHub or Behance or a live demo, something. You understand? We want to see that. The next step, yes, you need to post on social media using the hashtags, which is like the tree entity hashtag tree entity learning community, and then hashtag my tree entity. Then yes, you also must not forget to tag at 3MTT Nigeria while doing so. The link is already contained in the form, and then it has been sent out to most of you all in your respective communities, and then even via mails as well. So, but we'll still share the link to that. So now, the incentive part. I know a lot of people have been patiently waiting to see the incentive. I also want to hammer on this point that, look, why we try to reward people, the goal for us is to ensure that a lot of persons, so many people, as much people as possible, are able to work on teams. That is the only way we can ensure that we can see that, visibly see that you all are growing, right, in your respective tracks. Yes, but for the outstanding showcases or builds or projects or product might be too big a word, but for the most outstanding builds, yes, we have some rewards and incentives that are there to encourage you all. We have 20 laptops for the first 20 people with the best ideas, right? The best builds, the best projects. 20 laptops every month will be given out to the first 20 set of people, right? Now, you cannot get into this particular category as a team. Unfortunately, you need to do this on your own. Why we encourage collaboration across all board, knowledge seeking from different tracks. The owner of build, or the build that will eventually be showcased, has to be the only person, right? Because systems cannot be given to multiple people to share. So it's just one PC per one individual. So 20 PCs will be given to the first 20 most outstanding submissions, right, in the individual track. The next category that will be rewarded is the team build, right? Fellows within the team build category. That is the collaborative learning category, right? 25 teams will be selected every month, beginning from this month, right? And these 25 teams made up of 2 persons max. Each team member will be going home with an e-tablet, which means automatically what 50 tablets will be given out to 50 fellows, right? And then for the next set of people that, yes, did work so hard and then put up something, were able to put up something very outstanding, but unfortunately were unable to what, make it to the very top, we will be rewarding these people with data, 20 gigabytes of data. Now, that will be given out to 200 people, right? Every single month, right? So, what have I missed? I think, okay, yes, the judging criteria. There are major things we are looking out for, right? 5 things that we pay keen attention to. The first and most, not most important anyway, but the first thing on the list, we want to see that innovation and creativity embedded into what you're doing. We want to see the integration of AI into what you have built. We want to see something that is what, functional and usable. Like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be 100%. We just want to be able to what, use it and then see that it is usable. And then we also want to get a feel of what you've been able to learn. So that learning, the application of your knowledge from your learning track, we also want to see it embedded into what you are building or what you are showcasing. And then your presentation, it is very, very important. Okay, like I said, in the course of your presentation, we want to see a visual of yourself. We don't want a scenario where you just go and record a voice note and then send to us, or just get somebody else to come and do something on your behalf and then you do a voiceover in the background. No, the same way you are looking at me now, look into your screen, look at my face very well. This is how I want to be seeing your faces, each and every one of you, while you are showcasing your build, right? So we have some of the most outstanding reviewing team across the country, and they pay keen attention to whatever you are showcasing or what you've been able to come up with or build, right? So we want to see originality, innovation, and it has to be usable. So I think that is it from my end. I'm happy to take questions. Are there questions, Timothy? This one you're allowed.
There's a couple of questions. There's a lot, right? I'll be
Okay.
going to chat. There's a lot of questions on the chat. I see I have some personal ones. I mean, the stuff you did, breaking down the whole thing, why we are doing this, everything involved, judging criteria. Let me just go to the chat first of all before ask the one I have personally. So I think the first question I've noted down was, when is submission closing?
All right. So initially for this particular month, it was supposed to be closed on the 20th. However, we did not start early enough, so it will be extended. The new date will be communicated via the messages and then email blast that will be sent to all of the fellows.
Okay, that was my second. That was the second question. If it will be extended, because someone has been typing, when is it? Let's it be extended. That's me on chat. So yeah.
All right. I also want to say that
one.
we are not doing it just for this month and then stopping, right? So while your product or your build may not be fully fleshed, yes, it is still expected that maybe next month you can still put in. I'm not saying you should not put in for this month. Please put in, right? And then continuously put in until you also benefit from the rewards and incentives. So there will be another one next month as well. Yes, but the one for this month, it will be extended, definitely. The new date will be communicated.
Okay, perfect. So yes, there's another question. In my stand, I It's a greedy question, but it's not a greedy question. It's easy question. So can I apply as an individual and also apply as part of a team?
Did you see my no? No, 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 no. So, like I said, right? The idea behind it is, yes, let a lot of people be rewarded. If we had a way, we'll give each and every other person that applies incentives, right? So I think it would just be fair that we stick to one person per one category, right? If you choose to build as a team, you build as a team. If you choose to build as an individual, you build as an individual. You cannot be in multiple categories, right? And then I also probably somebody might ask this question in the future. So if you have won before, you cannot win again. It's a one-off thing.
Okay, perfect, perfect. So another question for you. So what if I've submitted before this webinar session? Can I resubmit, like dropping another application again? Or that counts already?
All right, so that counts already. However, if you know that you've been able to rework your build or your product, right, you can resubmit. Okay, so yes, that is acceptable as well. We'll pick the one that stands out the most and then review. But yes, we
Okay.
strongly encourage one application so that it will make it overly crowded.
Okay, I think I have two more questions. So the first one is, can I collaborate with someone from a different state, or the person have to be on the same state if you're working as a team?
It is not mandatory the person is in your same state. It can be across any other state. However, the person must be a TrainMTT fellow. It is mandatory, right? A TrainMTT fellow and from your own cohort. When we expand it to other cohorts, yes, you can cross, what do they call it? Just collaborate.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
So I think this is the final one before I will go into the chat and figure out if there are any other new questions. Um, can you go through the whole process again in terms of the various categories we have, and also which of them have to be an individual submission, and which of them have to be a team submission?
All right. So, like I said, there are three categories: the AI powered solution, the general learning, the collaborative learning. The AI powered and the general learning, you apply as an individual. You're going to build as an individual. And then for the collaborative learning, right, you can build as a team. But I also see that this team you are going to form or create, it has to be 2 persons maximum. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah.
So got a new one from the chat. If from this particular knowledge showcase this month, I won data. I was part of the team, part of the 200 persons that got data. Can I still apply next month, maybe to win a laptop or an iPad?
Absolutely. Absolutely. But for
Yeah.
devices, it is just one device per winner, right? Per individual. However, for data, yes, you can still apply again and stand a chance to win a device.
Okay. I think the final one I think we have to close down the webinar. The final one I have for you is it only fellows that are in the latest module that can be part of the knowledge showcase, or everyone that is in cohort 3 that can be part of the knowledge showcase?
Sorry, I don't think I quite understand that question.
Okay. Do I have to be on the latest module, right, on my learning for me to participate, or anyone in cohort 3 can participate?
All right, so good question. How did I even miss that? Yes, anyone in cohort 3 can participate, right? However, for you to be rewarded, you need to be up to date. Is that clear? you need to be up to date with your milestones on Dari.io and then your deep tech platform. So I think okay,
Okay.
I lost you there for a minute. Glad to have you back.
Perfect. Let me see if I can go through the chat one more time. I
All
think we
right,
still
no
have like
problem.
20 minutes, and see if
Yes.
I can take in a few questions from the chat that we have not, okay, so why submitting the link to my project? Is there any preferred way for me to submit it, or I could just drop the link to the live project itself? Do I have to submit a GitHub code, the repo, or do I have to just submit like the live project itself? Is there a preference to the submission link?
All right. No, there is no preference. I mentioned three things, right? So it needs to be hosted on Behance live demo or your GitHub repo. Okay. Yes, and then you need to share a link, a Google Drive link to your build, a video of you explaining your build to us. So we'll go through it and then still verify that you've been able to host it on any of these platforms. If you can host across all the platforms, no problem. It's totally okay. It's not mandatory that you stick to just one. The idea behind it is we want to help you all build your portfolios, right? Reasonable enough to be able to share it with people, recruiters or persons out there.
Okay, perfect. Again, I've been saying the last one. Last one is
Don't
like
worry, I'm
well,
here. Let's
yeah,
just take questions.
yeah, here's another one, right?
Mhm.
Is it necessary I post this on socials? Does that affect the way it's being graded if I don't share it
Yeah,
publicly?
yes, we emphasize that it has to go out publicly, right? So the concept behind it is your digital footprint has to be visible, okay? Visible enough for people to know that you didn't just wake up overnight and then start claiming to be doing this. There is a track record of you having this thing. It's like showing walk-ins. You know how this thing, you know how they do it
Okay.
now. It's like showing walk-ins.
Well, we have been there
So it's
before.
mandatory. We want to see it.
Yeah, perfect. I think we'll take this and that'll be all. Can you go again, go through the judging criteria so everyone, those who are just joining us, could know the various judging criteria. So why they put an application, they put that in mind as they build and also as do their
All right.
demo.
So okay, solid. So for the judging criteria, the first thing I said is what innovation. We want to see that element of innovation and creativity embedded into your build. We want to see that aspect of AI integrated into it. Okay, it has to be usable. You can't just build something we cannot relate to. It has to be functional and then usable. So that functionality and then usability, it has to be there. Okay. Then elements of your learning. We need to see that yes, 3MTT didn't just come to speak grammar. You were able to gain reasonable knowledge from it, reasonable enough for you to build things, right? And then your presentation, the clarity, quality of your presentation. We want to see that as well. So those are the major criteria. We want to see that ownership. We want to see that yes, you are the person. You need to prove to us beyond reasonable doubt that you are the person that actually worked on this.
Okay, perfect. I think this is a good place to round up. I've gone through every question and chat relating to the knowledge showcase, and I think we have done justice in answering every question and also every concern about that regarding the knowledge showcase. And I think as a fellow, this is a particular resource video. So if you are trying to put in your application and having a doubt about a particular part of it, which of them to apply to, what are the various guidelines in terms of if you're applying to any of those track. I think this video will be like a great way for you to do that. You can go back and rewatch it again for you to get a better understanding of how to put in the best solution for knowledge showcase. thank you to the 100, plus people who started this whole thing with us, ending it with us. We totally appreciate you spending our time to, be with us on this call and learn more about Knowledge Showcase. And we hope that, this particular session serve as a resource tool for you when you are putting in your application. So just to recap what Kevin said, if you are putting an application before and you feel like, this webinar, it gives an eye opener to, doing something better, feel free to submit a new one. We'll be, judging based on the best, submission you did put forward. And bear in mind that, it's broken down into 3 categories, and some of them is open to teams, and the team should be more than 2 persons, just 2 persons mass. And there's an individual track, and that just add that top 20 persons. We'll be giving 20 laptops, we're giving out 50 heat tabs to the top 25 teams, the next 25 teams, and awarding 20 gift to the next 200 persons, right? And again, if
20 gig, 20 gig, 20 gig.
to the next 200
You said 200 gig.
no, 20 gig to the next 200.
Yes.
Yeah,
Before they
20 gig.
start dragging our skirts and shirts.
Exactly. 20 gig to the next 200 person. And even
Yeah.
if you be part of the winners for those 20 gig, yeah, you feel free to reapply again for the next month. If you want to get a wallet for the tab and for for the laptop, then feel free to apply again. And just something to bear in mind, as Kevin said, it's not just about for the incentive alone, doing it for the laptop, doing it for the prices and the incentives, is as a way of building a portfolio, as a way of putting your work out there. I keep on saying that the world is a global village. You don't necessarily not have to network just within your city anymore, within your state anymore. You can start networking across board to the globe. You don't know who might be seeing what you are doing out there. So you're not limited to your city, limited to your state anymore. If you put your work out there, you are giving the access to anybody that have access to the internet. And that is, millions and billions of people who have access to the internet that could stumble on your work. I think this is the best way for us to wrap up. Thank you, Kevin, for spending the past 10 minutes plus with me and talking about Knowledge Showcase. And to our wonderful fellows who had the time to be here with us, from Ayodele to Nuruddin to Kabiru to Bala to Ibrahim to Aisha to Shisom to Eberi to Augustine, Aziz, Taiwo, everyone from the various 36 states and FCT in the country. We really appreciate you joining in.
Yeah.
See you all in various live classes happening.
All right. So before we go, right, I also need to reiterate the point that look, when we talk about you people building things, yes, we also know that a lot of people do not have personal computers. Okay, you can use your devices, your tablets, an existing one. You can even get from somebody, right? And then you can use your phones as well. We just want to see that creativity embedded into it. It does not have to be complex, just something very simple. And then most importantly, right, if you're putting out something that will be visible across the globe, I think you'd want to put your best foot forward. So please, let's just not produce things that even we ourselves we might not be proud of, right? It is not just about you putting it out there. There is a reason you are putting it out there. It needs to create attraction to people having confidence in what you are doing, or at least paying attention to what you are doing. You understand? So know this and put in the effort into it. I also want to say that not everybody is going to go home with a device, but you should look at the reasons even beyond the devices, right? And then understand that, look, if you're able to consistently do this over a period of time, trust me, you'll be doing amazing things in the ecosystem. Who knows? Bill Gates might even come from here, or Elon Musk.
Next Andela.
You understand?
The
next E.
It's
all right. You understand. Thank you so much, Timothy. Deeply appreciate all this.
Yeah, thank you, Kelvin, for doing this, and also to our amazing fellows for jumping on this and following us live all through. Please do it to keep learning, attend the live classes if you can, go back to watch the recorded session if you missed the live classes, and just keep learning, keep putting your work out there, And in favorite word of someone, the sky will be your starting point, not your limit. Bye.
Okay.